Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening.
Hi. It seems to work.
Awesome.
It seems to work. I'm such a
Really?
noob, man. I'm constantly worried that everything goes wrong and that it works. It's magic.
Well, we are 7 minutes delayed, right?
Yeah, 7 minutes. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's
true.
okay.
That's fashionable, right?
Absolutely.
Well, we
normal.
Dutch can't handle being late. You know this.
No, this is true.
True.
So, how are you guys doing?
Good. It was a good week, and yeah, a lot of things happened in the weather, especially.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Like
yeah.
Crazy. In one day
Dutch
we
weather.
had rain. Yeah, in one day we had rain, snow, hail, wind, sun, everything.
Yeah. It was weird that day. It was on a Monday, I believe. Last Monday. Was it Monday? I don't know.
Well, it was this week as well, 2 days ago
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So the second episode of Dutch Angle with the three of us. Maybe for new viewers, we should introduce ourselves a little bit. Marinus, what's your story? Tell the people who you are.
Where should I begin? I can tell well that I love comics, that I collect comics, but it's more like maybe it's why we're doing this. I believe we are doing this that we have a lot of passion for comics, and me personally, I just stopped a couple of years ago because I was sick and tired of comics somehow because the direction they are going in, and then I came to crowdfunding, and I found on Twitter a new group of people that is like-minded like me, and it was for me new and refreshing. And it rekindled my love and passion for comics again. And I just started, back in the indie comics on Indiegogo, a little bit of Kickstarter. And also I backed, buy some new comics from different companies that I normally would look at. And I really enjoy those comics from Image Comics. Image Comics is really good. Boom Studios, IDW, Dark Horse. I don't buy new comics from Marvel and DC anymore because that's the reason that I quit comics for a while, for years. So I try to broaden my horizon, and I surprisingly, discovered the gems of comics on indie scene a lot, and I really enjoyed the scene there, the people there, and can say I make new friends. So I'm very happy with that. That's the reason that we are doing this, in my opinion.
Cool.
Yeah.
And you review comics too, right?
Yeah. I got a YouTube channel, Dark Side is Comics, here below. I do reviews, I do impressions, I do unboxings, do live streams. Tomorrow I'm going to do a live stream with an Indiegogo creator.
Impressions?
And yeah, it's going to be fun.
So did you just say you do impressions?
Well, it's more like also, but mostly it's going to be a review. I always say, well, I'm going to do an impression, and basically it's going to end up in a review. So it's not really fair. Mostly review.
It's not like my name is Marinus, and here's my impression of the Joker.
No.
Okay.
No. I do it all on the fly. I don't have a script or something. I read a comic, I put it on my camera, and I just talk about comics. And I just do it from my head, and it's more genuine, if you will.
Yes. Okay, man.
So yeah,
cool.
It's more real.
I will do the name drop.
Yeah.
Every time we do a name drop.
Yeah. Every time you do genuine comics, back to comic. Yeah.
Yeah. So Roland, introduce yourself a little bit to the viewers.
I will. First, Marinus, we were messing a bit with you. I think Dave and I were on the same level when you said, I'll do impressions, and we both know what you mean.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like I'm Marinus, and I'm going to do Donald Duck, from Wordt Vervolgd, or Woody Woodpecker. You remember? That program?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I knew that was coming, so I misspoke a little bit.
No, I'm Roland, Roland Lamers, and I'm a comic collector since I was a kid, and a lot of Dutch comics, I have to say. Later on, I grew into the American comics, or American language comics, if I can say better phrase it that way, and mostly trade paperbacks. My comic kind of life goes with ups and downs. First, I was totally in love with Marvel, then I didn't care anymore, so I went to Dark Horse Comics. They had a lot of good comics at the time, talking about early 90s. Then I went back to Marvel again, then I got bored again, and now I'm in a phase again that I'm really low on Marvel and DC. I'm really fed up with their lazy story writing and non-creative characters, you two kind of dragged me into the indie scene. I'm not there. I don't know any people. I just look for comic portfolios, basically what I can back, what looks interesting. So
so for the record, Marina's and I are working more inside of indie comics.
Yeah,
and we brought you in specifically for this channel, for this show.
Yeah. We go way back, Dave and I. We started early in the 90s or mid 90s on our own comic venture in the Netherlands, and we met through common interests and love for visual storytelling, comics, movies, games. And while Dave continued or got back to working with comics again, creating his own stories, I went through a different path. I am right now a freelance illustrator, animator. I visualize a lot of storyboards for commercial agencies. Momentarily, I'm working for an animated series for Amazon Prime. But I've been continuing with the visual part of my love still for comics. I can't describe it. A comic is kind of a movie on paper for me still.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why I loved it. Yeah. So that's me. Is it short enough? I felt it was long.
It's too long, man.
I need next episode.
Hour.
I will cut it down. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Dave Brink. I still make comics. I started with Roland. As he said, we went separate ways, but I returned to comics in 2015. I love American superhero comics, and I've been making those. So I'm a European making American comic books. That's pretty much that's a lot of fun. And we are fairly successful. We have one book up on Indiegogo right now called Perfect 10 Issue 2. And so we will drop the link later so you can check that one out. Okay, guys. We were thinking about a topic for today. We had several ideas. And finally, we kind of landed on the topic of underutilized comic book characters, because we have these A-list characters that everyone knows, and a lot of new characters are created that are basically second tier or they're derived from the A-listers, So while, for instance, Marvel and DC, they have thousands and thousands of characters. They have a huge catalog of cool characters, and many of them seldom see the light of day. They're very obscure. You don't see them in movies, and I think some of them could be A-listers if they get some TLC,
Yeah.
The right treatments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, but first I want to show people something to start it off. because Roland, you made something.
I did. Oh yeah, I did.
And we need to show people, man. That's awesome. So here we go.
What do you have?
Watch this.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Oh man.
That's a little teaser or a leader we want to add in the beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning. Yeah. So next time I will be more professional and I will put it in the beginning.
Wow.
Yeah, I had some time left, and I thought, we're going into the second episode, probably a third, probably a fourth, and we need some recognizable. So I had some time left, and I did some things.
It looked great, man. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Awesome. A man of many talents.
Yeah. That's
okay.
Great.
So
one second. I'm going to pause my video for a bit because it seems my computer is getting low on energy. So I'll be back in 1 minute.
Yeah.
All right. Fine.
So in the meantime, Dave,
yeah.
So why did we bring up this story? Because in your opinion, because we have always the main cast. But through the years, DC, Marvel created a lot of great characters that, went to obscurity somehow. They are not interesting anymore, probably. But we think they deserve a spot in the lights. I think that we should bring them back. Which character or team or maybe, particular comic that you enjoyed that you wanted to, bring back into the spotlight?
Okay, well, for me, it was not really about bringing something back. I'm not sure if a lot of characters I picked, I honestly do not know much about. I discovered that while I was looking for these characters, I saw characters that had, according to me, had a lot of potential to be A-listers. I read a little bit about the backstory, and I thought that was pretty cool. And I don't really know many of them, which I think is the problem. Because other characters, like, for instance, Miles Morales, him, I know. While Miles Morales is basically a alternative version of Spider-Man. It's not really original. You could say it's Spider-Man when his dad was a cop. That's like some Elseworld story, for instance, but it's not really new. And meanwhile they have all these characters from decades ago just laying around there, and they basically do very little with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so exactly. I could start maybe. I chose a few characters that I thought were pretty interesting, and like I said, many of them I don't really know, but maybe you do. Let me see if I can share it with you. Okay, here we go. Do you recognize this one?
Yeah, that's a female apparition of Captain Universe.
Yeah, Captain Universe. I knew about this character, if you can call it that, from an old SpiderMan comic. It was the first time I got introduced with this power. It's more of a power, right? It's some cosmic entity or awareness or something, and it takes hold of a life form when there is a danger of cosmic scale.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That concept is so awesome. But I can understand why they didn't give Captain Universe their own story, because it's very difficult, because it's not really its own character. You can make a story about someone who gets possessed by this entity.
Yeah.
So that could be cool. But what I know about it is that it's temporary. It possesses someone. It takes care of the threat and then it leaves, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So basically, so when it's some kind of quote unquote universal threat, indeed, someone getting picked by some kind of a uniforce or something, or force for good. Still a little bit of a mystery where it came from, and then it takes a possession, and then that character, mostly a superhero like SpiderMan, get more power, some kind of a cosmic power, if you will, and then to battle that certain threat. And if that threat is defeated or vanquished, then the power disappears again until the next threat is coming up, basically. Yeah.
Well, that's a cool concept.
Absolutely.
So Roland, you have any opinion on this character?
Well, the first time, I think the same as you, I got to know this character in a comic of Spider-Man in a time where super villains from other heroes were attacking not their own hero, or not their own enemies, but other ones. So the enemies of the X-Men were attacking Spider-Man, and the enemies of Spider-Man were attacking the Avengers, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And Spider-Man had gained these powers from Captain Universe during that time. And I kind of was bummed out because I thought it was a super nice concept. If you have years and years of always battling the same adversary and enemy, and suddenly you mix it up. So suddenly you battle adversaries, enemies from other heroes they don't usually encounter. And then I thought it was super interesting to see how Spider-Man is going to deal with that. And then he gets these universal powers, super strong and blast energies. And I kind of bummed out on that because I wanted to see how Spider-Man would tackle a Sentinel without these cosmic powers.
That was the Tri-Sentinel, if I'm correct. Right?
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. It was drawn by Eric Larson, by the way. That I was a huge Larson fan back then.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, a little bit less, but back then I thought it was awesome. Hi, Pops.
Hey, Pops. How you doing, man?
And we have
Stupid New Fire?
Stupid Newfie.
Hey, Stupid Newfie.
Angle like the Dutch rudder, but for women. I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
A Dutch rudder? Okay.
I know what
welcome to the show, Stupid Newfie.
Yeah, man.
Okay, cool. So that was the first character for the day. Then we have this one.
Cardiac.
Yeah.
This is Eric Larson's art.
This is another character that I discovered through Larson. He brought him into a Spider-Man book, and I thought his looks, his design was awesome. His power was awesome, and he had a backstory that he was a surgeon, a doctor, and he had his heart replaced with another heart, and that gives him his ability. So he channels energy from this core in his chest, a little bit like Iron Man maybe, but I thought it was really cool. He's depicted here as a super villain. I never got that vibe really, but I don't know.
He's more kind of anti-hero, I think.
Yeah.
He's a hero because in his heart he wants to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But his means are not, how can I say? The way he does it wouldn't be considered hero-like. I think when I can remember from the comics.
Right. So there has to be a reason he didn't get his own comic book, his own title. Maybe that's it. That it's too far on that ambiguous side of good and evil. I'm not sure, man. But I thought he was cool.
Yeah.
So
anyway. I think I like the character, and it's a shame that they are not doing well with him anymore. I believe he was recently in one of the latest Iron Man comics, but he was defeated in seconds somehow. So I don't know. Just
oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a shame. I mean, I like the costume. I like his background. Being a surgeon, and then also using the word cardiac. Like cardiac arrest.
Yeah, exactly. The name is cool. Everything is cool about him.
Yeah, it's a very cool design, and he's got cool powers as well. And I believe he's also, he's a black character. So I'm not sure why Marvel is not doing with him anymore, because it fits the narrative, right? It's perfect.
Know, man. Yeah. By the way, he can fly with a glider. So he has this glider that attaches to his stick.
Yeah,
that's really cool concept too.
I think everything from Fortnite was stolen from Cardiac with the glider.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, exactly. Now that you mention it, yeah. And also the famous Darkhork.
Yeah, someone mentioned this one on Twitter. So cool. Honestly, I don't know much about this character. I have seen him in other titles, but I don't know much about him.
I believe he has the same origin or similar origin that one of my picks, and I believe he's been bestowed upon some kind of a jewel, and that turns him into a raptor-like superhero called Darkhork. Right. And I believe he was first a lone superhero, and then it seems that he comes from, well, not kind of erased, but people with similar powers. And I'm not familiar with the whole backstory, but the person that I wanted to address has some similar backgrounds, also different, but it's similar. Yeah.
Okay. Well, he looks cool. So
yeah,
typical 90s character.
Went into oblivion somehow. He had his own miniseries or series as well, and he played in some teams. He has some kind of a jewel that can blast. He can fly. He can, do something with his claws and maybe some other stuff. But I'm not very familiar with, like I said, with this power set anymore. No. He is maybe a little bit too obscure, I think.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit too generic to be to be special.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because like I said, there are similar heroes with similar power sets, etc. Mm-hmm. Hey, Ryu Mavis in the chat. Hello, guys. Hey, Ryu. How you doing?
Hey, Ryu Mave or Ryu Mave.
We're butchering his name, poor guy.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Yeah. Sorry, hey, man. Welcome.
Sorry for butchering your name.
Why would you think this would be an A-list character?
Someone mentioned this one in on Twitter, so I included him, and.
Yeah,
like I said, I don't know much about him. He looks a little bit generic, but maybe it'll work. He looks more like a character that fits well in a team composition.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Oh,
okay.
So that
next one.
Ooh, Deadman.
Deadman. Now this character looks really cool.
Yeah.
This is art by John Byrne, so I love John Byrne.
Yeah. Big fan of John Byrne and his designs. Boston brand. He was a what do you call it? Trapeze or a circus? What's the English word for a trapeze?
Acrobat.
Acrobat. Yes. And then he got killed in midair when he is performing a feat, and then he died in the circus ring, and then. I believe the story that some higher power, I believe that was Hare Krishna, some kind of Hindu goddess or something, bestowed him, the power that he is not alive, but he can use his spirit to enter people and bending them to his will. Which and he has a lot of connections and weird things in the afterlife as well. So as you're floating, he's literally a ghost somehow. Yeah.
But his body is not untouchable, right? He's no. Okay, yeah.
No, only in spirit form he has some certain powers as well, or maybe later. But in the beginning, he was more intangible. He was literally a ghost, and then his power can possessing people. And maybe also digging some memories up or see what's in their head. Not entirely sure, just mixed up as I go, but I think it was that. But I love the whole costume thing with the bright lights and the cowl and the ghostly image. Really love it. Yeah, it's a classic costume.
Yeah, he looks memorable, like a zombie superhero.
Yeah, if you will. Yeah, exactly.
I wonder, did he sneak into Daredevil's bedroom and stole part of his costume? Is Daredevil missing a D now?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he can't see, so he doesn't know if somebody stole his D.
That's true. There is some there's some references there, although a little bit. The cowl is the thing that distinguishes. Except, well, Daredevil has the thing with the horns, but it's more like a rip.
There are some similarities. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was this guy that looked like Wolverine and also had a D on his chest.
Yeah,
similar
D-Man.
kind of D. D-Man, yeah.
D-Man.
I'm not sure what his deal is, but I believe he was some kind of a D-Man was kind of a bum, like a homeless man or something, and I don't know.
But what are these all Marvel characters?
Yeah.
Can't they design a better D? They all have exactly the same D.
Same one.
Yeah.
Same one.
Well, maybe they go to the same tailor. Daredevil can't make his own clothes. Probably he has to go to a tailor.
Well, a small D wouldn't work, I believe. The D with the thing on. No, that's not going to work.
No.
But I think Deadman's from the DC universe, right?
Right. Yeah.
Aha.
Okay. So.
What is he an A-lister? No, not sure, but he can be, valuable in some kind of supernatural group.
I think I think this character could hold his own in a movie or something.
So. I think that would be cool if they make some kind of supernatural horror movie with this character. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, it has all the right tools. It has a tragic backstory, and then coming back to quote unquote life as an unlife dead spirit. That could
Spawn?
work.
Is it like Spawn?
Yeah. Only Spawn is more. It's not really a ghost, but yeah.
He's undead, right?
Yeah. Some similarities there are. Yeah.
And he has a cowl.
True.
That too.
Yeah,
okay, Roland. Okay, Roland. We get it. Next one.
Spawn has a big ass on his chest.
It's this is a mutant. I forget his name, but he can transform his arm into whatever in everything.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
The visual design is fantastic. He's called Random.
Random.
That's a random name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really a cool name, but his power sets is fun. I wonder what is the ammunition that he shoots with? Is this energy beams or bullets or what?
I don't know, man.
I don't want to know.
I don't know. I don't know why he's called Random either.
Probably he can changes his form into random designs or something.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. Yeah.
His whole form or only his arm?
That's a good question. I believe only his arms, but I could be wrong. He wasn't. Very. Was he an X Factor? I believe he was an X Factor as a film. Yeah.
Maybe the guys in the chat can help us with some things we don't know. Just shout out also if you want to have a C-lister you want to add.
Yeah, the
this is
only
more.
time I saw this character was in the X-Men comics. That's where I know him from. I've never seen him anywhere else.
No.
The first time I saw him, I wanted to know more, but there's little out there with him, I think. So our loss.
Yeah, indeed. I got a cool character that I want to highlight. Let me. Oh wait, Silver Surfer. Okay,
Yeah, we're not done yet.
Don't you think Silver Surfer is an A-lister already?
Yeah, he is, but I think he is underutilized. He is to me one of the coolest characters ever. His design is fantastic. His name, the entire concept, I love everything about Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
and he should have his own title, and
he has.
He had one.
Well, together with the group.
Yeah.
So
they don't do much with him anymore. I mean, they had in the 90s, mid 2000s, I believe, he had a very successful run with the artist Ron Lim, and with Galactus and all his heralds, and with the villains like Terrax and
just before the happened just before the Infinity War, right?
Right. Yeah. It was a very successful run. I mean, a lot of issues, and I love the whole cosmic being stuff. Especially his connection with Galactus. I'm a big Galactus fan. Yeah. Although I think Marvel treated Galactus poorly lately in the 4 comics. I believe
poor Galactus.
Yeah. Poor Galactus. Yeah. But him being a herald, a tortured soul, and is one of his villains is Mephisto. And that's great, because I remember I believe it was John Byrne or Sal Buscema, or both artists did a story with him and Silver Surfer with Shalabal and his Silver Surfer's former lover, and that he dragged her soul to hell, and Silver Surfer needs to get her back. It was a fantastic emotional story. Really pulls the heartstrings. Really cool. Loved everything dramatic about it, because I believe it was Sal Buscema as the artist. I'm a big fan of Sal Buscema, and that story is utterly fantastic. Yeah.
But that for me is also why this character should have his own movie, because the previous characters you mentioned, they were looking cool. They had a cool power set, but this is a real character. This has a tragic backstory, and you can make a lot of good stories, drama-driven, emotional-driven, on such a cosmic scale, but also on a very personal scale. He has lost his homeworld, his loved one, his wife,
his humanity.
His humanity, indeed, being taken by Galactus. And he has to struggle with so much, the huge scale of the cosmos, as well the very personal things in his life. And I think this is a perfect Marvel character. Has issues, but also deals with bigger stuff. I think this is perfect for a good emotional movie as well, emotional value movie.
The fun, not so fun for the Silver Surfer, but he has many layers. There's a storyline that he's trapped on Earth, and Galactus put around an invisible barrier around Earth that Silver Surfer cannot penetrate. And then when he, along with the Fantastic Four or with Reed Richards, he invented some kind of device, and then somehow they penetrated the barrier, and you saw the joy in his eyes, in his whole body language, that he soars through the sky, through the universe, through the meteorites, and he was free. And it was such an emotional impact for him, but also that he was being trapped on Earth, and that he doesn't know how to, respond to humans, because humans' concept and their demeanor, their emotions, their behavior is very alien to him, because all those people saw him as a creature from outer space that wants to kill them. So they all hated him somehow. Also, Galactus had some kind of a mental block put on him, because when he was sent to a planet to, herald that Galactus is coming, and basically the planet was doomed and it was destroyed. Silver Surfer wouldn't feel, the pain of, being, how do you say, responsible, or also responsible for, being, having the death of thousands, millions on his hands. It was revealed later that the block was lifted, and then, all the emotions came pouring back in, and it made him more, quote unquote, human, as you will. It was a fantastic series. The writers did a phenomenal job with the Silver Surfer. Yeah,
exactly. This needs to be a movie. It's fantastic.
Yeah. This could be definitely an A-lister. Absolutely. Yeah. Sleepwalker, not my favorite.
No, why not?
I don't know. I think the costume is lame. I love the whole. Yeah, I don't like the costume, but that's because I don't hate villains and heroes with hoodies. I don't know. It just feels cheap.
Oh, it's a hoodie. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I just the whole concept. I'm not sure if he's an alien being that is trapped in the dream world or something. I love the dream world concept, but I don't like the visual style of Dreamwalker, etc. I think it could be way more, how do you say, alien, if you will. I think his design is generic, but that's me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Maybe you should look more like a superhero, or
no, less.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he's living in someone's body in his head or somehow. I don't know the whole power set, but he has some eye beams or something. And he reminds me a little bit of Deadman, although Deadman is cool and Deadman can, take over a body. And I believe, I'm not sure what he can do, by the way. Just, I don't know. It just feels off. I mean, this costume that he has, a lot of, quote unquote heroes and villains has the same kind of costume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know this character, Roland?
Yeah, I know it very well. He appeared frequently on SpiderMan. The characters you've shown, except for Silver Surfer, are all from the same era. So you have Cardiac, you had the Night Thrasher, you had the Darkwing, you had Sleepwalker. They're all from the same era. It's like 60 or 96 around. And I think he was part of the New Warriors, maybe? I don't know, but I didn't connect with him at all. I think, somebody would that he resides in somebody's body, in a kid's body. I never connect to those things. Also, like Shazam, I'm really not connected to Shazam. That's like this super powered being residing in a small kid's body. It's not for me.
Okay, well, next. Do you know this one?
Who's this?
Triathlon. Yeah, he's not the original Triathlon.
Oh, he isn't?
Well, let's say there is a guy before him that's called 3D Man, and he inherits the powers of 3D Man, and he basically has the power, speed, agility, endurance of Free Man. And I believe Triathlon was a part briefly of the Avengers, or he had a storyline in it. And and that's all I know of him, basically. Yeah.
I think Ryu has a point that Sleepwalker looks cartoony.
Yeah, like he doesn't fit in this universe. He
is from a dream universe, isn't he?
Yeah.
So that's right, but it's like it doesn't really fit.
No.
That's
a
good point. Good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe a kids movie, like Spy Kids, where you have live action and kind of 3D cartoons like Bugs Bunny running around.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he fits in a movie like that. Not for me.
Okay. I have two more. This one I had to throw in. Yeah, I had to throw this one in because these are my favorite supervillains of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
I actually have the book where this is from. This is the first time they are introduced. and Ironclad still has the chunks of the hub of the spaceship they crashed in, because the UFOs, they tried to copy the powers of the Fantastic Four by going through the same procedure that the Fantastic Four went through. So they bombarded themselves with cosmic energy, and they gained powers, and then they crashed, and it turned into the evil Fantastic Four. And I really love them. I love the designs, the powers, the entire concept. It's great.
Yeah, these are. I don't know what happened with them, to be honest. I can look it back. I have these handbooks, but yeah,
they are.
And the designs are cool.
They are introduced as Hulk villains. So not so much villains to the Fantastic Four, but they appear in Hulk books more. But yeah, I would like to see them more often.
I love the whole power sets. It's basically evil Fantastic Four, if you will. And just like Ben Grimm was, when he transformed into the Thing the first time, he was more hideous and changed, just like Ironclad. He is in this picture that you have here, that he is way different, and then somehow he became a little bit more different through the years. So there's a fantastic superhero team. He's now in the Immortal. They are in the Immortal Hulk now, although briefly. But absolute great team. Yeah.
Yep.
What I like about this picture is it's drawn by Basuma, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
But the villains, especially Iron Lad, looked very Kirby-like.
All right.
Yeah.
And I love this kind of little crossover between these two artists, because Kirby was the creator of Fantastic Four. Am I right?
Kirby and Stan Lee.
Yeah, but visual sense.
Yeah.
Visual-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never noticed, but you're right. Okay, and then the last villain team is this one.
The Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
Oh man, those are classics.
Yeah. It all started with this guy. His name was Thunderball. And he was introduced in a comic of SpiderMan that I once got for my birthday. and I really loved that comic book. I loved the villain, and but in the comic book, he was alone, and he was the one with the crowbar.
Yeah, and the wrecker.
Yeah, the crowbar gave him superpowers, and the wrecking ball was kind of an add-on thing. But later they introduced the other three characters, and they moved the powers around. So I really loved the combination, and the fact that their powers are based on construction vehicles. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I love the team, and basically their powers come from Asgard, I believe. I mean, it has to. I mean, they're especially the Wrecker, the leader, has battled Thor many times, and I believe they gave, in the crowbar there's some Asgardian power or something. They gave them the superpowers. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe that's how it is. And yeah, these characters needs to come back, man. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah,
they're badass.
Absolutely.
Okay, that was my selection.
Yeah, I got a couple, not as many as you are, but let's start with. Okay, I'm going to share.
Right.
Double check here. Sharing screen. Share screen.
What you got for us, man?
I got this one. Can you see it?
Yep, Lobo.
Lobo. I'm a big Lobo fan, but that's more because of Simon Bisley. Simon, when I discovered Lobo and I saw a lot of, I'm a Bisley fan. I just, did for years, and then Simon Bisley did Lobo. He is such a
he's badass.
Yeah, man, he's he is so cool. He's everything. He is the ultimate badass, in my opinion. He has no shame. He is he's balls to the walls. He's a masochist, chauvinist, whatever. He's a killer. He's a bounty hunter. He has a lot of love for dolphins, by the way. They're his favorite animals.
Oh, really?
He has a cool bike. Yeah. He is appearing in serious comics, but also in his own, also in the 90s, his own series like this one. And there was more comedic route, but it was so good. It was so good.
Is he kind of equivalent of DC's, or is he DC's equivalent of Marvel's Deadpool?
In what way?
Well, that he doesn't really fit the larger universe.
Well, he's he's basically an anti-character, but while Lobo is now let's Deadpool is a over-the-top jokester, with 24/7 jokes that is really tiresome in my opinion. Lobo has way more depth. I mean, he is a Khazarian. He's the only Khazarian in the universe until recently, but he basically has some kind of defect in his genes, and that made him different than the other Khazarians. That's the race he's coming from, and he has basically murdered every Khazarian in the galaxy. And so he murdered his own people because he wants to be unique, and I don't know. His love for booze and fragging, and fragging is more like killing. He's a psychopath. He's nuts. That's how you can say it. But he's a fantastic. That's the other one. He's a fantastic character. Really strong. He made a deal with God somehow, and because I don't know the whole story, but he went to heaven. He died, and then he made a wreckage of heaven, and heaven wants to push him away because they want him there because he's he doesn't belong there. And then he came back to Earth, and he had a woman's body somehow, and he was so mad that he was hunted by another bounty hunter. He got killed again, and then when he came back to heaven, somehow he murdered everyone in heaven until they gave him his real body back. And that's exactly what had happened. And he made some kind of a deal with God, and he is immortal. When he can die, but if there's only a drop of blood left, they're gonna regenerate into a new Lobo, basically.
Yeah, awesome, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's I love it. I love it.
I never knew his backstory. I only know him from his appearance. But cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for the explanation.
Yeah.
What's the name of the actor they hired to play Aquaman?
Momoa. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. He would be perfect for this.
Yeah. They dropped the ball there, man. If they're going to introduce Lobo now, they have to find someone else because he was perfect.
He was perfect. Yeah.
I think Van Dissel would be a better fit, to be honest.
For Lobo?
Yeah.
Which? Who?
Van Diesel. No, The Rock. Sorry, The Rock.
Oh, The Rock.
No. But I see where you're going.
If you go back one visual.
Yeah, the proportions,
really,
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
the proportions is exactly. Yeah. Well, The Rock is now doing Shazam, right? Or Black Adam.
Black Adam.
Yeah. I'm
Black
wondering
Adam
how that is going. Yeah.
Black Adam had a name change, right? In something.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, he's called now Shazam or something like that.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Terrible. Oh man. Yeah, because the word black is bad.
Yeah,
somehow.
Is that the reason?
That's the reason.
I don't know.
But I like my coffee black.
Oh, you're a racist, man. You can say that. Don't do that, man. No. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah. But
okay. Well, Lobo is pretty awesome, and I hope we can see him in a movie.
Yeah, he was in a television series Krypton. I never saw that series, but I believe he was not really good portrayed, but also bad. He was okay for a TV appearance, but
it's very easy to get him wrong. You have to really like Deadpool. Deadpool is a character they got right in the movies.
Yeah,
because they were not politically correct, and so you have to go that route with Lobo.
Yeah, it has to be R-rated, otherwise it doesn't work, because he's a stone hard killer. He's live to maim, dismember people with his hook. That's his shtick. So being PG-13 would not work with this character. It's going to be a flop.
Do you think that would ever be done with Warner Brothers?
With which one? I'm sorry.
With Lobo, he's Warner Brothers property.
That's a good question.
Fox, I know Deadpool worked because they were on Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unless they change their policies. But on the other hand, I noticed that Marvel acquired Alien. And Alien is an R-rated comic and also an R-rated movie. Well, maybe not an R-rated, but it's there's some visceral stuff there. So I hope.
But they labeled it as those things. They labeled as Star now. But Warner Brothers is still kind of their own thing. I think they will bring Deadpool under in the MCU. Maybe not. I don't know how they will do it. But
no,
these big companies are always pretty careful about these things.
Yeah, he's a pretty popular character, but he is, also driven into obscurity somehow, which is a shame, because the 90s Lobo is freaking fantastic. He has a lot of books, a lot of spin-offs. He had also a great crossover with Judge Dredd and Batman. That's great, fantastic. Yeah, check that out.
Imagine all the outrages when he's big again nowadays.
Yeah, well, because he's a man's man, and that's not how it goes in today's society. Because he's basically a very chauvinistic person, and he's a killer. So that's not going to fly, probably, unfortunately. My next pick is a fan favorite. Click. It's Nova.
Nova.
Yeah, but then for me, classic Nova, also modern Nova, I love it too. I love Nova. I read recently the originals, like this one again. I love everything about the character, although it's a little bit like his origin story is a little bit like Green Lantern, because he was, some kind of a centurion from another planet, bestowed him his powers. He was dying, and then he gave Nova his powers. He's become a Nova Centurion, and I believe the planet was called Xandar, where the Centurion's Nova Corps was coming from. But at that time, Richard Rider, which is the name of Nova, was just he didn't know that, and he had, he was fast, he can fly, he had a fantastic helmet and costume, very recognizable, and he was strong, and later became this guy. But to go back to the classic, he battled SpiderMan, he battled Kree warriors and Diamond Head and the Sphinx, who was a villain of the New Warriors, if I remember correctly. And I love everything about this costume and this character. He's very underutilized, and even though his latest The Realm of Kings, well, it's not the storyline. He went back, not in the story, I believe. He went into a universe called the Cancer Universe, where everything couldn't die, and they corrupted everything that is living there, and he just sacrificed himself because the Cancer Universe seeped into the normal universe, and that would be a problem. And he, with other heroes, went there to close and to stop the Cancer Universe from spreading. He has a fantastic power set later. It seems that in his helmet was the World Mind, and the World Mind is don't quote me if I'm getting it wrong, but some kind of a higher up or a living embodiment of Xandar, and he guided Richard Rider, and also he gained more powers. He was very powerful, and I love this costume as well, but I'm just a sucker for the old one.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
I love this one.
But it's not the same character that later becomes a member of the New Warriors?
Yes, it's the same one.
It's the same one, okay.
Yeah. He had a temporarily red costume, and let me double check. Let me write it down. Richard Rider team. No, that's probably wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. Nova, New Warriors. I said Nova, New Warriors. So, as you can see here, this was the New Warriors, and he has a. Oops, this was not my intention. But speaking of another classic, brilliant series with great characters. I love, except for Speedball, I love every one of them. Speedball was a little bit too goofy for me.
No,
but I love
Speedball was awesome, and I really hate what they did to him later on.
Oh yeah, when you got the spiky, tragic story.
They completely changed him, man, for no good reason.
Yeah, but all the characters,
I have these trades, these first 3 or 4 trades. It's a great run. Yeah.
Oh, with the original team, you mean?
Yeah, with this team, yeah.
Oh yeah, I need to get that as well. I really love the New Warriors. Everything after that was I would not say it was trash, but it's not my thing. There were people there that it doesn't interest me at all. But mostly the core members. I mean, this is what they are doing now. The infamous internet. God.
That's the thing, man. You pick something that's successful, and you use the same name, but you change it, and it's not the same thing. They just use the name so they can sell. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's atrocious what they did to the New Warriors now. Although it never came out, I presume, and maybe you can order it online. But who wants to read that, man? This is the original team. Everybody loved this team.
Yeah,
and it deserved to be. To come back. Yeah. I wish they make a cool movie with that. No, not this one. Just the wrong one. But Nova, really cool. Do you know that, Roland? What is your impression?
We can't hear you, man.
Roland?
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
I'm here. No, I know him well. The comic I was first introduced with him is actually, again, a SpiderMan comic. And the cover you also shown in your image. Mm-hmm. And that was my first introduction. And otherwise, I don't really have a connection with him. I thought he wasn't the baddest, the nicest guest appearance on the SpiderMan comics. But yeah, some characters connect, some not. But I really know him because he plays a big part in the larger Marvel universe, especially in the cosmic comics range.
Yeah, he was great too there. I mean, I love the storyline when he became more powerful and that had this world mind in his helmet. He's a powerhouse. He's more like his origin is also more like Spider-Man. Well, not really, but he just was a normal guy, and then he just get bestowed his powers, and he needs to protect his family and his friends, and he was a little bit more of a goof then. He was a woman chaser. That's the right word.
This character came from far. It's really nice to have this development. These are the developments you want to see in a character.
Exactly.
And I haven't read an Annihilation series.
It's really good.
I really want to, but it's a lot of comics and a lot of money to buy the whole collection.
Trade paperbacks.
Yeah, I know, but they are like this big.
Yeah, I know.
So,
but it's really good. It's really good. But that's the problem with a little bit with Marvel. They come a little bit of a side thing here. What I'm doing now, They create an event, and when the event is over, they go to another event, and then when that is over, they go to another. Just like with the Kings in Black now, it goes on forever. and most of the comics of the storylines or the comics that the story is in is not even good. It looks ugly. I don't know, man. The whole King in Black, it doesn't interest me at all because I don't know. It's going on too long.
That's why I stopped reading Marvel, because you couldn't read a normal storyline from the normal character. They were always every year, so every 12 months, and an event lasts 6 issues, or guest in their own series maybe 2 issues. But every time you got away, you got pulled out of the story of the character itself, because the character was drawn into some kind of event, and it was every 10 issues. I was so annoyed.
Yeah, exactly. I believe the whole King in Black storyline is going, I'm just guessing, for like a year now or something. It's crazy. It's way too long, and he's in the whole event is in every Marvel comic nowadays, and I couldn't be bothered. I mean, now somehow Venom has a son, and he has now powers too. It's oh God. I don't know, man. It's just I don't know what they're doing with Venom. Just bring him back when he was, Spider-Man's enemy. But that's character growth too, I guess, but not the way.
I thought that Carnage was his son somehow. It was part of him, right? Carnage.
Yeah. Oh no. What I meant that Eddie Brock is, the host of Venom. He has now a real son. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, and he's possibly the key somehow to defeating the King in Black. I mean, what is it with kids and? Well, let's not go into that.
I get it.
Next time we can talk about all the events.
Story for another day.
Because there are really good ones as well. They're not always bad.
Oh, no, they're not all bad, but yeah, that's for another time. So my latest is this one. I love this character. Classic leader. He's a Hulk villain. Samuel Stearns is his name, I believe.
Yeah.
And he was also being, turned into a gamma irradiated creature. But then instead of strength, he gets, intellect. And he is a very cool villain. It's
the perfect villain for the Hulk. Because he has kind of the same origin, but it's developed completely differently. Instead of strength, he gets the brains. So it's the contrast that really works well.
Yeah, true. Because at that time the Hulk was dumb. And Leader was, he's a genius. So it's basically the opposite of what the Hulk is. So I think the design is really cool. He has also that evil, maybe the mustache thing, the small mustache thing. It reminds me a little bit of Sinestro, from DC. Yeah. And this is the leader that I grew up with.
Yeah. That's
I have to say, I like, it was Todd McFarlane that first introduced his big head. He still had a big head, but it was more brain size.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
I thought that was a bit more believable.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I like this version with the long head.
Yeah, it's a classic design, and I also love that he uses his inventions like this tripod, this murder module, to destroy the Hulk. It was a brilliant storyline, by the way, and not gonna get into because I can talk for hours. But I don't know. The leader, somehow he's always getting defeated by a dumb persona of the Hulk because of strength, and but I don't know. He always wants to be the smartest, the world domination. The whole. He also turned a complete whole town into gamma irradiated people for reasons. And I don't know, man. It's just there's something about it. He's so small, he's so tiny, but then his intellect, triumph. It's his strength. And now in Immortal Hulk, he has a very important part in it as well. I really like what they are doing with him. It's a little bit, over the top sometimes, but it works. But I don't know. Classic leader. He deserves more spotlight, in my opinion, in a different way, even outside the Hulk series. Yeah. So that's it for my pick for today. And then, it's great.
It's too bad that they didn't introduce him into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because they did set things up for him in Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, that movie, but that never amounted to anything.
Maybe, hopefully, in the She-Hulk series.
Oh God, that's gonna suck.
Yeah,
it'll be terrible. Okay, Roland, you have a few characters for us, or
do we have time?
Yeah, sure, man.
Yeah, I do. Can you share the screen? Do I need to do something?
Yeah, you share it.
How do I do that?
The share button.
Share
below.
here.
Yeah.
Share screen.
Ryu may have said off something. I know these guys from a Spider-Woman comic. They were the real villains. And he also said the classic spider suit, the best. Yeah, classic is the best, always.
Yeah, with these guys, he meant the Wrecking Crew.
Ah, okay.
I remember that issue as well. Spider-Woman got her ass whooped by these guys.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
You can't do that nowadays, but
yeah, different times.
I have issues with sharing my screen because I didn't gave credentials to the scaring, apparently.
Okay.
So that's a shame that I didn't.
Well, you
that is up. Well, I don't know. Maybe somebody else can Google then.
Wait. Maybe I can help you. Go to share in StreamYard. Then you go to share. Huh?
I know, but my computer asked for permission.
Really?
And then when I go for sharing, it will. So I'll just say application
blocked you.
Then Chrome tab, application window, and then it will bring me to the settings.
That's weird.
Yeah, we have to set it up backstage one time. But the one I was thinking about was this guy.
Show it.
Yeah.
Can you show it? Let me see.
Yeah.
The Puma.
Yes, the Puma. We know him.
Yeah, and I don't think he has his own series.
No, he has. I believe he had a miniseries, 4-issue miniseries, presumably.
And I thought those were the rules. We wanted to find an obscure character that didn't have a series. And I think this is a very underutilized. It's the villain. It's an anti-hero because he's good at heart. He's for innocent people. He's for his tribe, and he just does mercenary work to get loose from the responsibilities of his tribe. He's kind of like the Mexican Black Panther, basically. He was raised being an ultimate weapon, and he has a lot of resources as being a very wealthy businessman. Does mercenary assignments. Exactly. As a kind of hobby. And I thought the power set is not that spectacular, basically. He's fast, agile, maybe he can roar like a puma, but his backstory and his devotion and his commitment to his tribe, I think those are what makes this character so great. It's like I said, they already made Black Panther, but I think this person, this character, could have been as good as movie, but then for the Latin people, for the Mexican people.
Do you know what he reminds me a little bit of? Maybe it's the design of Tigra.
Yeah, this orange.
And tiger.
Yeah,
like yeah.
But also because I remember him best in the time because he was featured in the story I really liked with 2 werewolves, and they were all from.
Hi, Chris.
Oh yeah.
Hi, great. Chris. And so there are also connections with story-wise to the characters, not just the set character, but in the Spider-Man comics there was a power vacuum. You had the Rose, you had the Kingpin, you had a lot of different characters. You had 2 werewolves. They were also from Mexico or from Latin American countries.
They were brothers,
and they were all struggling, fighting to go into this power vacuum that the Kingpin left. And Spider-Man was there in the middle trying to fend off all these characters. And he had Puma, and it was amazing storyline. And then, so really it's great. Also connected with that. I would love to see him maybe more than Kraven the Hunter on Marvel or on the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Because I think this good characters have good backgrounds, and good villains have good backgrounds and character traits, you know.
Especially the Spider-Man characters, I believe they have probably the most fleshed out. Well, in my opinion, than a lot of other characters in the Marvel universe. Especially when you look at the like Electro, like Beetle, like Boomerang. Mysterio, they have a lot of fleshed out characters. Yeah. And Puma is really a great one. And it's a shame that he is also, put it on the side, just like another character that I like, Will-O-the-Wisp.
That one was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that character as well. Also a tragic character. Dave, can you bring up Sugar Chris's last comment again?
Sure, man.
Marina is my favorite masked dancer. Sugar, Chris, what do you do with a masked dancer? Do you want me to put on masks? Or what do you want?
What do you
Chris
want?
Do we still have an answer what was meant with the Dutch water?
Oh, no.
I don't know.
Is it something from Kevin Smith?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I didn't know the question. Chris says, can you put is 150? Let me Google that real quick.
Issue 150 Spider-Man. Okay.
That's probably from the original series, Volume 1.
The Amazing Spider-Man.
Which
one? The Amazing Spider-Man? Okay, let me Google that real quick. Oh, wasn't that with? I think I got it. Let me. Think I can share it. If that's the one, I believe it's indeed Amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man 150. That's a great one. Where is it?
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm gonna share the screen. Here it is. It's a small little screen, but I believe it's readable. Where is my StreamYards link? Here we go. Share. Big share my screen. Stupid screen.
Yes.
And then.
Look at this work for you, Chris. There we go.
This is what you mean, Chris, with the Kingpin and the Vulture and Sandman. This is a great one. Can I make it bigger? No. This is a better picture, I believe. You got this, man. It's great. Only 25 cents. Jesus Christ, man. When comics were great. Yeah.
And Chris is also referring to the Spider-Man with the Madam Web. Where is it?
Oh, yeah. I know
I
that
had
one.
this last week here.
The first introduction of Manor, where she's sitting in the chair, you know.
Here, this one.
Oh man, yeah, that's the Dutch
All right.
version.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is with the Juggernauts.
Absolutely amazing story.
Yeah.
Only 2 issues, and they told the whole story.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's how it went back then.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
And yeah, I have one other character I want to see be more featured, and that's the Black Cat.
Yeah.
The Black
And
Cat.
Okay. And I'm talking about the classic Black Cat, the Black Cat that was on-off relation with SpiderMan.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and the storyline, it's where she was almost punched to death by Dr. Octopus.
Oh yeah.
And it was so heart-wrenching for me because it was like they felt like real young lovers, you know, just at their early teens probably, being superheroes, and she was not well in her head probably.
No.
But that
She
was
crazy.
a bit crazy.
Crazy.
But I like the dynamic, and I really like that she was in love with Spider-Man and not with Peter Parker, basically.
Yeah.
And I like that Black Cat. She was sensual, but she was also, I don't know, she was not.
This one, yeah.
Yeah.
She was in love with the idea that what Spider-Man is, not the person beneath it, because when she discovered how Peter Parker really looked like, somehow the magic of Spider-Man disappeared, and that was a big problem for her. Yeah.
But even years later, when she had very short hair, she still was very, and she had these. It was in the 90s, so she had these big shoulder
Yeah, that
plates.
was ridiculous.
But she was still she was fitted. She fit in the time. They respected their history, and they grew both as well. They were still, you know, a bit flirty with each other. So I really liked her, and I think that could be amazing drama and love story within the superheroes genre.
Absolutely. Yeah, they could work in maybe a series or something, TV series, and
Kevin Smith wrote a series with her. Didn't really. I don't know. It was drawn beautiful by the Dutchian. But I think the story was too heavy. I think there needs to be a little light in there as well.
Yeah. I love that. She's a great character. Yeah.
I think she's better written than Selena Kyle from the Batman.
Yeah. The thing is, she was a very playful character, so it was sometimes a bit tough to see her go through all this shit because the writers really put her through the ringer.
She was a girl, basically.
Yeah. And did she get bad luck powers or something later on?
Yeah, later she got some bad luck powers. Yeah, good luck powers or bad luck for other people. I don't know anymore.
Yeah,
that's true.
Too bad. What do you mean, Chris? What's Chris said? What? Check his last comment.
This one, the Dutch Angel. No angels here, man.
No, we are not a motor group. Motorbike.
Nope. Dutch.
Nope. I have
Dutch
a motorbike.
Angels.
Yeah. And to answer your last question, Chris, I know which video that you made. I'm not going to put on our masks or dancing moves, or not this time.
Well, this one.
Yeah, stop it. I'll try to erase that memory.
Now I want to know what happened.
No, don't. You don't want to know.
Okay.
Don't. That's for another time as well.
Well, we have a lot of things to discuss for other times. So
yeah, sure. We have a lot of topics to discuss. So, but
are we going for an episode 3 again?
Sorry.
Are we going for an episode 3?
I believe this is a continuous show.
Sure.
If it's
as long as we can come up with topics, then we will continue.
Oh, I mean, it's comics. There's topics enough.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go for like 100 years. Well, that's probably a little bit exaggerated. But yeah.
Well, you are quite knowledgeable about your comics and your characters, Linus.
Thank you. Well, that's more that I just love comics, but I love more the classic comics, from where we grow up with, with Black Cat, with the Leader, with Nova, with Cardiac, where stories were fun and untainted with social justice nonsense and cancel culture. Those are very dear to me, and that's why I'm very invested in storylines. I don't remember everything, but when it comes to the key storylines, with Black Cat when she first appeared, and then she was in love with SpiderMan, and and when Nova appeared, and a lot of other characters like the Wrecking Crew, those just were the stories that I grew up with, and it's really important to me.
Yeah, and also the stories, the small stories. I especially like Spider-Man stories because they feel they are really grounded. And you had this side story that started with, talking about gun violence in the U.S. And there was this guy that shot what he thought was a burglar, but it was his son or whatever, and they were talking about it in a comic, and it was. I don't know. It always attracted me those problems as well. They went beyond just the overly colored,
right.
Superhero comics.
Yeah, that's
do
true.
Do you know the guy? Hey guys, do you know the Elsewhere Prince?
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to know that what Chris is saying.
Chris is saying the Elsewhere Prince. He got it from buying comics at the pawn shop.
I don't know.
Me neither.
Oh, it's a Marvel comic. Oh, let me double check.
I love the issues from Marvel Fanfare as well. I love these anthology stories. And there was one artist. I lost his name. I can't remember its name right now, but he was such an amazing artist. He drew this villain of the X-Men, this kind of flying dinosaur. In the snow land, Antarctica, where Khazar lives.
Oh, Sauron.
Yeah, Sauron. Yeah.
Before you go there, let me share the Elsewhere Prince from. I believe this is what Chris is referring to. It's from Elsewhere from Epic Comics, I believe. Mobius, Artright Garage, the Elsewhere Prince. I haven't. Oh, this is the other one. This is not counting. Okay. I don't know what this is. Sounds intriguing. Sounds like indeed a Mobius appearing in the shoot. No. Well, here, we don't live in America, so we always, that's the problem. Explore the world of Mobius Artright Garage in this limited series of an all-new adventures. The young artist joins a group of soldiers who embark on the greatest adventure of their lives. Okay. There's only one?
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Great. Okay.
But that's kind of what Chris says. He just bought these comics back in the day in a pawn store. I miss that. Yeah, I miss that. You browse and find out new stories, new comics you never heard of.
Yeah.
And so thanks for the tip, Chris.
That's a great one. I'm going to check that out as well.
Yeah.
But you are talking, Roland. Sorry for interrupting.
No, I think I was kind of finished. Well, I was talking about the Marvel Fanfare. I really loved that story as well. I can't remember the artist. Please help me with that. He made a beautiful cover.
Wasn't he the artist that also drew the where Rogue was first introduced? I think
you're right.
She went against the Avengers with how was the mutant team called? With Mystique and Avalanche and Blob. And
the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Exactly. That art was great with Spider-Woman in it. The art was fantastic. I don't know what happened to the artist, but he completely disappeared in a couple of issues after that. But his art very good, and I also love the costume and the hairstyle of Rogue. She's now way softer, way more feminine. And when she was I'm sorry for ragging about the character or going more into detail, but she was more, I don't know, powerful, hard, real. She's a real great character then. She's still a great character, but I just loved her iteration, her first appearance. Yeah.
Marina, can you put up the covers of Marvel Fanfare? Just Google Marvel Fanfare.
Yeah, sure. Just give me a second. Which issue?
Just Google it. Then you already know it. Marvel Space Fanfare.
Yeah. Wikipedia. Oh yeah.
And then you already have the.
Yeah, I already got it. Just I need to make it bigger.
Good, guys.
Just give me a second, because this. So it's not really a good issue, or a good picture, but I'm going to share it now. Sharing. Share screen. Click at the click.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. You mean this one? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think the artist, it says it's from Michael Golden.
Yes, that's it.
So I want to Google Michael Golden with the Rogue, but I love
that
this.
Cover was a classic, man.
Yeah, I really love this.
Yeah.
Mostly for the art, I have to say.
Yeah, this one. Oh, this is in black and white, but this was.
That's good art.
I'm not sure it was an adventure story, but no, this wasn't it either.
Now, if you do Michael Golden Rogue, do you already find her immediately?
Yeah, I just got it. A Rogue. Sure.
So why was that series called Marvel Fanfare?
Good idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
Good question.
She was so cool. Yeah. Really loved her character here. Michael Golden was very detailed. Yeah.
Wiki says Marvel Fanfare featured characters and settings throughout the Marvel universe and includes a variety of length of vast array of different creators. So probably a test case book, I think. Just to try out some artists and writers and
some new concepts.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Scarlet Witch issue was also pretty good.
Yeah, Michael Golden, very cool. Great artist, man.
Yeah, good suggestion, Chris.
Yeah,
to bring up these memories again. I have it somewhere here in the back, but
memories.
Oh yeah. Wasn't that the artist? I mean, the storyline that I'm just when Scarlet Witch and SpiderMan goes into the other dimension with searching for the Wand of Watumb, I believe, and then they meet a villain with all green and with a mustache or something. Also has Doctor Strange in it later. I'm forgetting. What was it? Marvel Fanfare 44? Yeah, let me cool.
Here it says Marvel Fanfare was envisioned as a showcase for comics industry's best talent. Each issue featured 36 pages of material with no advertisements.
Yeah.
Well, it was a long time since Marvel was a showcase for best talent.
Yeah.
The things you forget as well.
Okay.
Scarlet Witch. Just give me a second, guys. I just want to know it.
Sure, man.
Oh yeah, it's from the Witch Witch is the series, or that's how it named. Fanfare Volume 1, Issue 6. With Xandu was the name. With Doctor Strange, Godzilla. Oh, it's only mentioned. And Watumb, and also Avengers from 1983. Awesome. Yeah, that was a great series. Unfortunately, I have only the Dutch versions, but hey, I got them.
I can still enjoy the Dutch versions, to be honest.
Yeah, sure, it's not bad.
It's a more nostalgic feeling you have because you read it as a kid.
Yeah. Awesome.
And then later on, you I went to the cities, and then you discovered, or you had easy access to the original English issues.
Yeah, true. Those were fun. So, Dave,
Okay.
do you have something as well, or you want to?
No, I think we're pretty much done. We're at 90 minutes now. That was longer than we anticipated, but I think 90 minutes
Good.
is a good time. I think for us to get everything in, and for people not to get bored. So
I think Sugar Chris is not very. He has a different idea. His streams go 2 hours, 3 hours, sometimes.
yeah. Well, his streams go on forever. Yeah.
Well, he has some interesting topic as well. Guys, subscribe to Sugar Chris. He's a great guy. He deserves some love.
Yes.
Also,
his morning roast show.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Okay, guys. Then we're going to end it here for today. Marina, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Darksiders Comics, and also, well, on my YouTube channel. It would be great if you subscribe to my channel. I think you will love the content that I'm doing there. I have a real passion, as you know, for comics. I really love it, and I'm also on Twitter. I'm sharing comics. I'm sharing art, interacting with fans, and well, fans is a big word, but with people who are
fans, man, come on.
Yeah, okay, I'm enjoying fans. Hey, fans. So go there and see you there. Thanks.
And Roland, where can people find you?
I'm not really social media savvy. I don't have time for it, basically. That's weird because I come from interactive agencies, online agency background. But you can find me on. You can find me on or my work. You can find my work on rolandlamers.com, and from there there's a link to contact me via email.
Okay, cool. Okay, well, people can find me on Twitter at Genuine Comics, and I'm also on Instagram at Genuine Comics, and I'm on Facebook under the name Genuine Comics. What a surprise! So everyone, please like this video, or share, or subscribe if you enjoy it.
Thumbs up.
Thanks for watching, for being here. Thanks to Marina and Roland for helping me through this.
No problem.
Welcome to love to be here.
Yeah.
All right, guys. See you next time.
See you next time on the Dutch Angle. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Doeg.